Buhay Parang Life, where we discuss issues about this thing called life. Thank you, my dear viewers, for tuning into this episode. I invite you to please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook page. Buhay Parang Life is part of FaithWatch TV, and I encourage you to download the FaithWatch app on your mobile device. In our show today, we have long-lost friends, a long time friend from our parish in Merville. They are now based here in Los Angeles. My pleasure to bring to you today Chary and Bert Araneta. Chary and Bert, say hi to your friends in the Philippines.
Hello!
Alam nyo, itong Buhay Parang Life has over 240,000 subscribers all over the world. So, Bert, yung iyong mga team sa Europe, no, I'm sure mapapanood to. Okay, ang dami-dami yung kwentong dalawa. And I am grateful that you allowed me to meet you here.
Kami din.
1 hour drive. Saan ba tayo mag-uumpisa? Okay, what brought you to the United States? Kailan ba kayo dumating dito? Nauna ka ba?
Nauna ako noong 1993.
1993, correct. And then?
Sila 1990, si Chary sumunod ng 1994.
Tell us about your family life then.
Okay.
Ako na lang.
Yeah.
We have 5 children. We used to have 5 children. Tapos, when we came here, it was easy and not easy. But somehow, yung pa natin dun is yung connection kay God.
Yes.
Diretso tayo sa magkakilala, may mga bukas loob dito. And then finally, we were able to meet friends from Couples for Christ.
What moved you or what encouraged you to move to the US?
Number one is because of Julian, our son.
Tell our viewers about Julian.
Julian is an autistic boy. Continue, what happened to
May kwento si Julian during your pregnancy Naalala ko yan. Your
Si
story.
Julian yan, kasi palagi ako si Julian is autistic nga siya. Tapos, pero sabi ko, imposible maging autistic ito. Kasi, kasi sabi ko sa doktor, kasi sarami ng tao na nagdadasal sa kanya. Isa ka na doon, Rita. So pray over. Nung sabi ko, nung sinabi sa akin na may autism si Julian, imposible. Pero
Anong age ba na-detect yung autism?
After 2 years.
2 years
After 2 years. Pero when you were pregnant, may kwento ka you were pregnant with Julian. Parang kinonsecrate mo siya to God.
Oo.
Ano nga yung
Gawin
prayer
pare?
mo nun?
Sabi ko na pag lumabas yung anak ko, gusto ko siya maging pare.
Nasa simbahan ka na ba nun, Chary? Were you always church?
Well, hindi ko alam, pero somehow, lahat ng direksyon ng buhay ko, may problema, may hindi tama, dumidiretso tayo sa simbahan. I don't know, sabi ko ni Lord, naku, suki ko na ito. Suki ka talaga ni Lord. Kahit si Bert, magkasabay kayo nagsiserve sa parokya natin noon sa Merville Sarap nga ng buhay nito, di ba? Outstanding Christian. Pumapasok lang after the homily. Hanggang nung huli, nagulat na lang ako. Kasama nung asawa mo kumakanta.
Ang saya natin no, sa prayer community.
Yes.
So you moved to the US, so nagsama kayo kasi nauna kayo, no?
Oo, nauna.
And then 1996 ka ba dumating dito, Chary?
Dinala ko na siya.
1994.
1994
93 ako, siya 94.
1 year lang kayong separate in a way. Okay. So, ano ang sabi ng mga bata? Ilang taon na ba sila Bertie noon?
Well,
Mga ano lang. 13 years old, no? 14 si Bertie. How was your
1980.
first years in the US? Of course, it was not your first time.
yes.
Oo. So, you knew what to expect? Or was it different? Kung yung bang pag dito na kayo talaga titira instead of dati biyahe-biyahe lang?
It was a struggle kasi sa beginning, yung 1-bedroom apartment, nagiging, para bang nagiging ginawa namin, yung living room kay Vincent yan. Tapos yung sa likod kay Mami at kay Julian. Tapos yung room kami. Parang with the 3 girls.
Yes.
But we were able to manage. Tapos sa mga bata, Pinapa-join namin sa community kasi sabi namin,
Yun, dinala nyo sila agad sa community.
kasi alam mong laki ng Amerika, hindi kagaya sa Pilipinas na pwede natin sabihin, ay, punta natin ang school, tingnan natin kung may kalokohan na ginagawa, o padala natin yung mga yaya, mga gano'n. Hindi eh. Dito sa laki at lahat kami, we were also struggling.
Oo nga.
So, paano? So sabi namin siguro kung malapit sila kay Lord, okay sila. Yun palagi iniisip natin.
Kung malapit.
Oo,
Totoo
pala.
naman.
Well,
Kung malapit kay Lord, di ba? Mas dumadali ang kwento. Okay, you said earlier na one of the reasons why you moved to the US is because of Julian. Why? What did you see was in store for Julian here in the US, considering his condition?
sa Philippines kasi, ang gastos magkaanak na kagaya ni Julian. In order, not like now. I know and I've heard na sa Philippines, marami na ngayon areas wherein even if you don't have money, you can take care of a child like Julian, special
May
children.
mga eskwela na affordable for them.
Correct.
Kasi
Noon wala,
dati wala.
mahal. Tapos, sabi namin, and then when we came here one time, nagga-garage sale lang kami. Like, naghahanap ng something. Sabi ng isang lady, gusto niyo bumili, do you wanna buy furniture? Wala naman furniture dito. Sa house ko, mayroon ako binibenta. So when we went in, we find out she was a nurse, a former flight stewardess, became a nurse of a special child's school.
All right. So, nakita niya si Julian. So,
Hindi pa.
Oh,
Naikwento lang namin.
All right.
That's how it happened. Sabi niya, bring him here. Bring him here to America. And parang she paved the way. How we were going to be able to find resources for Julian.
Oh, so, what happened next? So, nandito na kayo sa US. Pinuntahan niyo yung services na yan, yung facility na yan.
Hindi pa. Ang first aspect na ginawa namin ni Bert, again, nandito na naman kami. I remember sa Merville, a Beautiful Love. Sinabi ko sa priest kung pwede magdasal siya para sa amin. Bakit? Kasi kukuha na kami ngayon ng visa. Isa ka doon sa prayer warrior namin.
Wala pa kayong visa.
No, kami meron.
Yung mga bata,
Oo,
it has to be everybody, no?
Oh, sino pa paano nga namin?
Hindi,
Iwan siya.
hindi question yung, hindi issue,
Si
yung
Julian na lang.
iiwanan.
Hindi, pwede, imposible.
Imposible. It
Oo.
has to be everyone.
Correct. Hindi ko kaya yun.
Anong nangyari sa embassy?
Sa
While we
embassy.
were all praying for you.
Sabi ko doon sa yaya. Kasi we had also to bring someone to help us. Alam mo,
May yaya!
correct. Sabi ko, Bes, wag kang magsasalita, okay? Ako lang bahala. She's a nice person. Alam mo, nung dumating kami doon in front of the consulate, may sasabihin pa siya sana. Ginanon ko siya. Kasi ang sabi ang next, you can come back after a few days and to
That
get...
means approve.
She still wanted to have her run in front of... Sabi ko, no. Sabi ko, thank you. Tapos naalala ko na nagdadasal kayo kasi sabi ko, huwag kayong tumigil lang, hindi ako tatawa.
All right, so that was for you the opening na eto na, US na kami.
God answered our prayer.
That was an answer to your prayer. To our prayers.
But it was just the beginning, Rich. You
It
know
was just
that.
the beginning. Okay. So sabi mo nga, one-bedroom apartment kayo dito.
Beginning.
And then you found may kilala ka from the Philippines na nurse na nagsabi sa yung mas may opportunity.
No, not from the Philippines. We just met her in the garage sale.
Here in the US?
Yes.
Okay, so hinanap niyo na kagad yung facility
No,
na yun?
because somehow we started looking. We looked for special children,
Right.
regional centers.
Regional centers.
Yeah, that's when we,
So
because-
doon sa kung saan kayo nakatira, may malapit na regional center.
Oh yes, in
Okay.
every area here, especially in California.
So what happened to that? So yung regional center na yun, anong ibig sabihin nun?
The regional center is a place wherein for mentally, you don't say it.
Mentally challenged?
Mentally challenged.
children.
Yeah, they will place you in a school. You have two choices. Whether you think that your child can cope with a normal school,
Alright.
together with mentally challenged children, or completely mentally challenged. Ako, because Julian doesn't have speech. I decided to put him in a completely.
How old was he then?
Let's say, 8, 9.
So wala namang ano sa kanya, walang, yung parang hindi yung ayaw niya. Was he happy? Do you think he was happy there?
I don't know, but I had a lot of issues with the faculty and all that.
Oh, you had issues?
Yeah, because Bert was working, so I had to attend all the parent-teachers meeting and all that.
Ano nakita mo na may issue sa'yo?
Because Julian cannot talk, and then he likes McDonald's, so there was one issue there, the McDonald's. He saw a box on the trash can.
Okay.
He takes it, and he thinks there's food inside.
So feeling mo hindi siya nabantayan mabuti?
No. When we went to the parent teachers, this is the words that they choose. But because in the Philippines, we know how to speak English. Even the children on the streets can speak English.
Yeah, right.
They said, we saw him stealing food in the trash can. The word stealing. We had problem.
Teka lang po. I can imagine, teka lang po.
And then that, of course, they have to explain that they did it that way. He takes food from the trash can. That's a better word, take.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know.
Trash can nga yun eh.
He doesn't know.
Right.
He just saw the box of McDonald's.
Yeah,
so he
is
thinks there's food
challenged.
there.
Right.
But anyway, it was a process, but we made it.
So doon na siya nagstay. So how was it when he was already not living with you? Nagkaroon ba did you have to undergo, yung parang letting go, o nasanay ka na, or... sanay kang nakatira sa'yo eh.
Yes. It was not easy when friends tell me, you can put him in a home. At first, I told my girls that in the house, Julian takes priority.
Alright.
Wherever you're going, as long as there's someone with Julian. And in fact, even in the community, some of them volunteers to take care of Julian. However, there came a time when I saw that my girls were growing up.
Yeah.
They need time out. Like, let's say, Julian is a big boy.
I know.
He has a mental challenge and all that.
But he's big.
He's big. So, although he looks like a child, he doesn't look like a child.
Right.
And there's a daughter of mine, give him showers and all that. So it doesn't look nice anymore until we found a friend who had this kind of business, and we saw the home. So that's when we placed him.
All right. So the first one was parang uwian, like a school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hindi pala home yun. Hindi siya nakatira doon.
No.
Oh, all right. So was it like a struggle for you to let him go to make him live in a home?
Yes, and it was not near where we live.
Okay.
But only because the home was properly taken care of, Filipinos, and the friend of Bert.
Oh,
because his son,
that makes a lot of,
his son also had autism.
Malaking bagay yun pagkaibigan mo at Pilipino.
Yes.
Pilipino, iba pa rin,
But still, my girls, because they were growing up, and we hear stories about that caregivers, because the owner is not there all the time.
Right.
Caregivers. So my girls would go any time of the day.
Oh,
Some
may mga
like
surprise visits.
They were very nice to us. My eldest daughter would come in the middle of maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, just to see if Julian is really being taken care of when nobody is there around. So we did that until we found out, and it was okay.
Oh, that's good. Okay, fast forward to 2 years ago, or let us say, did you see him develop better in that home?
Julian is a high-functioning autistic child. He may not talk, but that he has feelings, he can understand. Okay. And he remembers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say high-functioning, ano ang ibig sabihin nun? He is able to help around the center, the home?
No.
He is able to, socialize?
Lala ko nga, sabi ni one of my daughters said, Ma'am, Julian again lost his job. Job?
May job ba siya?
Ano? Nagtatrabaho siya. No, actually, ma'am, he was fired. Why? Kasi Kasi daw, when he was working, he would run around the building when he was working.
So he was able to work?
Yeah, but he had somebody following him.
Oh, pero
But that's how they eat.
outside the facility.
Yeah, he was brought
wow.
to, pag daytime, kasi graduated, supposed to be, he graduated school, then they would bring him to an area where he could, and then somebody would follow him. But the thing is,
He gets fired. Because
he runs around.
He runs
and when he
around.
finds something that he likes,
I know, he likes to run around, even when he was a young boy. All right, fast forward to 2 years ago. What happened to Julian?
So Julian was living in a home. And then, before that, I'd like also to mention that we called him our hero. Why
Wow.
hero? My daughter, the one before him, because I had 5 children, Patricia, she was diagnosed of cancer. And she was 26 years old. And I did not know that when one of your family members has cancer, the parents are the last to be able to submit if they are to be tested, if they are
Genetic.
compatible with the bone marrow.
Oh, okay.
The children first, and then other relatives. The parents are the last resort.
Okay.
So all 4 of them went for tests. The kids, they were thinking it was just a joke or what. So they were making bets. Who would think that the one that was tested to be compatible was Julian?
Oh, okay. So
This is America. In America, every individual is taken to be an important person. I mean, they have to be protected. And considering that Julian is autistic, he can't make decisions for himself.
Correct.
So there was a lot of issues here. Will I sacrifice one child to save another, or what? So there was a lot of meetings going on and everything. Why will I agree? Why will we agree to have Julian contribute? Donate his bone marrow and bone marrow to save another. You know.
Was it because of Julian's condition that you had reservations, or would it have been easier for you kung yung ibang kapatid ang naging compatible?
Why? Maybe because they can answer for themselves. They can speak out for themselves.
All right.
Yes, I am willing
Okay.
to give my bone marrow.
Because they decide for themselves, and Julian couldn't do that.
And I'm the one speaking for
You
him.
had to decide for him.
And Patty is also my child.
Yes. Paano yun? Anong
It
ginawa
was
mo?
hard. And then there was a lot of people from the psychologists, psychiatrists, doctors, and everything. And they gave Julian, it's like a book wherein a picture of what's going to do, presenting it to him because he cannot talk, or what's going to happen when he comes into the hospital, what it's going to do. It's going to they're going to take blood from him, from his bone marrow. But Julian, he cannot talk. He was getting upset because he was hungry. So the whole time he was making noise. And
Because he was hungry.
Patty was there too. And he was making noise trying to say that he wants to go out. He's not used to being cooped up in a room.
Right.
So many people. And then finally, that was an issue. Patty said, you know what? If I had a choice, I wouldn't let my brother go through this for me.
All right.
But right now, we didn't have a choice. Patty was at that stage that she needed bone marrow, blood.
And she knew that.
She knew that, yeah.
So, despite her hesitancy, did she finally agree?
No, she was trying to explain to this the
Doctors.
doctors, what do you call this, from the regional center, everyone.
Okay.
That this is why because Julian is compatible. We don't have to be in the waiting list. Some patients in the City of Hope have to wait, have to be in the waiting line for a compatibility before they can have a transplant. But here, it is her brother.
Right there.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway, finally, they agreed that Julian will be the donor. So that was how it was. That we call Julian
The
her
hero.
hero. Why? Because I didn't even know about this. Julian's blood, which is
Type O.
a type O, Patty is a B. So when they have a transplant, Patty ceases to become a type B
She
and
becomes an
becomes
O?
O because
Yeah.
the blood of
You know.
Julian was transmitted to her. The blood from the bone marrow.
Grabe, it's
Science.
a miracle.
All right, all right.
So that was very excited. And then fast forward, but she did not only donate his blood once, 2 times,
Oh,
because Patty's sickness did not. She got better for a while, then it came back.
5 years.
She had a relapse
Five
after 5
years.
years. Once again,
It was Julian.
Julian came to the rescue because Julian is a healthy boy.
But
3 years ago, it's 2023 now, Patty continued to be weaker. And then we were told that usually they do not have a third bone marrow transplant. And so, one Christmas, Julian was with us. That was 2019. And then we brought him back to his home. And then, so that's this January 1. January 7, I received a call that Julian was in the emergency room. I said, why? Because his fever suddenly became 107. What? 100, and he had a seizure. The owner of the house knew that in all the 10 years that Julian was living with them, Julian has never had a seizure. So, making it a little bit shorter, I was talking to the nurse in the hospital, and then they said they were going to intubate him. This all happened in just hours. I didn't know what to do because Bert at that time was also in the hospital because he was having
stone removed from my
stone
kidney.
removal. So I cannot drive that far, so I had to call my children. So my eldest daughter and her husband went to Anaheim, Orange County. We live in the valley, San Fernando. Then Bertie calls me up and said, Mom, you know, here in the emergency room, I think Julian is the worst patient. What do you mean? All the doctors are here, the specialists. They said that his kidney collapsed. Everything happening at, what? He was just okay this morning. They picked him up to go to his day program. And then now, he's fighting for his life.
Okay.
Bert comes out of the operating room. Vincent and Kayla were there. You know what? I didn't even know that in all the years that we were in America, Bert has never been to the hospital.
It was just this one time.
It was just this one time, so he was nervous and he was still in the influence of anesthesia. Yeah. So, okay. Bertie calls my son Vincent and said, Vincent, you have to bring Mom here. So Kayla stays with Bert. The kids of Vincent had to go to, this was at night time. They had to call the babysitter that they were going to bring the children there. So together with his wife and myself, we drove to Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
So Julian was, he's a big boy. I saw him, his body was bigger than the bed. All the tubes around, and he was, because he was having difficulty breathing, so he was lying down upside down. And then, I saw the nurse taking care of him, so Filipina, she was perspiring, and every so often, they would take his blood pressure, and I don't know, and I couldn't go near, by the way, I couldn't go near Julian, because one of the diagnoses that he had sepsis, that's for the blood.
Yes.
And then
poisoning.
we had Patty at home.
Right.
So Patty cannot have any kind of
So you had to
complication.
protect yourself also in
Because
a way,
of-
because of Patty.
I wanted to embrace Julian at that time, but I
Of
cannot.
course.
So then it was agreed, a friend offer that they're gonna let us stay in an apartment of theirs, so because it's far. So while Julian is in the hospital, so then I said, okay, fine, I'll stay here for now. You go home. I sent everyone home. Bertie and her husband and Vincent and his wife. They were just away for about a few minutes. I mean, I don't know if 10, 20 minutes. I heard somebody calling a code blue. A code blue meaning somebody is having difficulty and on the verge of death.
Okay.
So then I found out it was my son. And I said, what's happening? They were trying to put me out. What's happening? Then I called up the children to come back.
To come back, all right.
So that was how it was. He was in code blue 3 times. So then the doctor gave us a room and approached me and said, even if it makes it, the difference that whenever that he lost his the breathing and everything, it affects the brain. So he may come out alive, but still we don't know what his situation will be.
Right.
At that instance, I didn't know. I understood what they were saying, but I didn't want to understand. They're gonna cut off. So anyway, we kept on praying until I don't know what was happening. Then a pastor came and said, Bertie, can you please call our friends here in Orange County if there's a priest or what? But there was, we could have done that, but we had to move fast.
Okay.
So they sent up a pastor and prayed over Julian. We were there. And you know, while I was looking at Julian, it may be wrong, it may be right, I said, Julian, you are our hero. And right now, his purpose apparently is over. Because why? Over in the sense that he cannot anymore give his bone marrow to Patty, being that's the 3rd time.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. It may sound bad or what, but I was saying, Lord, if you're gonna take Julian, but give Patty back to us, I don't know what I was saying.
I know.
It was hard.
Two
I
children.
love the 2 of them.
Of course.
Anyway, then I saw the straight line. We lost Julian that night. It was too fast.
Too fast.
Yeah. So, Patty at home was having her issues. She was screaming because the whole time I didn't know Vincent was the phone was open. We had a video. Yes, because Patty was hysterical at home. Remember, she loves this. I mean, she loves everyone, but Julian was special to her.
This is her
So the whole
hero.
time that Julian was was fighting for his life, the video was open because she can't be there. So they were having that one. That Patty saw everything. Okay. So we lost Julian. It was now early morning of January 8th.
Okay. And the next
2020.
the next challenge now is Patty because she was sick.
We told Patty, you know how it is in community, Rita? Because I know if we were in Merville, you would have done the same. So they knew that we were going to come. We came back at the house around 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. But we lost him at around 1 something.
Right.
When we arrived at the house, I didn't know what to do. I was just lying down because Bert was still in the hospital. A friend called up, Chary, you know that tonight we begin the prayers for the dead. So what she did, she called up friends from community. For every night, there's going to be a sponsor. They did do it at the house. They did it at different houses, except for the 9th day. So they did this. We just had to appear. Food, everything. We didn't want to bring Patty because she was in danger of infection and contaminating from others, but we cannot hold her back anymore. She went to all the different prayers. So we had to have her transfused in order to be strong. So that was how about Julian.
Okay.
At the same time, we lost Julian in 2020, January 2020. So Patty's cancer, I would like to say we were still blessed because her life was lengthened because of the different case study that they did on her in City of Hope, different medication. Although I did not know she was not really doing well. And then she wanted to give up. But she told my daughter Bertie that, you know what, I'm just doing this because of mom. Because she keeps on hanging on to me. But I'm having a hard time. So finally in April, that was really the best Holy Week that we had. She came out from the hospital. Again, I'm the one, COVID was there. So Bertie and I were the only ones that were able to visit her one at a time. I stayed with her most of the time. So anyway, Easter weekend, the Holy Week, she came out. She even went around the churches, just 4 churches, because she wasn't feeling well anymore. Easter Sunday, we had a big celebration at home. I didn't know she was giving away her clothes to the nieces. One of my grandchild, Sophia, she gave her some pants and all that. I didn't know because I wasn't there in the room. And then Monday, Easter Monday, I told Bert that I don't think I like the way Patty was looking. But we asked Patty, do we have to bring you to the hospital? Then she says, no, Dad, I'm okay. And then Tuesday, she had an appointment. And then, so they were all getting ready. Me, I had to go to my MRI. She calls me up. I was in the bathroom at around 6 something. Mom, come, I need help. So I rush. Then I couldn't open the door, and then everybody came. Everybody met Bert and Bertie. She said she had a terrible headache. She cannot put on her clothes. So, and then Bertie was saying, Patty, do we call 911? No, because up to the last minute, Patty made decisions for herself. And we respected that. So she called up, Bertie calls up City of Hope, we're coming in. She's not feeling well.
Yeah.
Then, she was losing it, meaning she was, Bertie said, Patty, I need to call 911. Because City of Hope is about 40 to an hour away from home. So she said, okay. It's a good thing they told the 911 people, because there's a hospital near our house.
Right.
They usually bring the patient to the nearest hospital.
Right.
We didn't like that hospital. But she's a Kaiser patient, so it's not so far.
It has to be there at Kaiser.
Yeah. That was her second choice, Kaiser. So she was brought to Kaiser. Then I did not know this anymore because I was also getting ready for my MRI. When she reached the ambulance, she was already unconscious. She arrives in Kaiser's Panorama. They intubated her. Bertie was angry, but then they couldn't do anything because they were losing her. Remember, we were all taking it. We were very careful because not everybody can go in because of COVID.
That was COVID, yes.
Yes. So from there, the doctor says that she had to have a brain surgery. So it was so fast. Meanwhile, I was in the same hospital but in a different department, and then they said, so she had to be brought to Sunset, Kaiser Sunset, which is the flagship.
Okay.
So she was again
Transferred.
brought there, and then Bert picked me up. For some reason, I usually, when that happens, that Patty has these episodes, I would call up the prayer warriors. But I don't know why, I didn't even know how Patty was because I haven't seen her since the morning that she left the house. The first thing that I told Bert, let's look for a priest. I don't know why. I called up some friends in the area, and a priest came. A Filipino priest from the Missionaries of Jesus. Patty never woke up. The doctor said, I can't do a brain surgery on her because 2 things, either she'll become in a vegetative state or she'll die. And I told the doctor, we were all there. They were all very nice to us. Even the children, my grandchildren, they're not allowed to be in ICU, but we were given a room. And then we told the doctor, I asked the doctor if that was your wife or that was your daughter, would you do the operation? He said no. Patty's instructions to Bertie, which is her attorney in fact. If anything happens to me, you have to let me go. So I told Patty, I still believe in miracles. I told Bertie, I still believe in miracles. Can you give us 48 hours? She said, yeah. But Patty maybe loved us so much. We were all sent home. Bertie and Kayna was stayed behind. Then they called us back again. Patty, we lost Patty. That was April 21. We lost Patty in early morning of April 22. That was last year.
2022.
It is difficult enough for a parent to lose one child. And in the past 3 years, you've lost 2. Was there ever a time you questioned God? Considering you've been serving Him almost all of your life, was there ever a time that you, Lord, nagsiserve kami, ano to?
You know what? I don't know. But we just simply believed. I don't know. There was one time, and because between Bert and I, he was the one that's more trusting. I would say that when I pray, I'll tell God, God, ako na lang, wag lang siya. But Bert really completely trusted him. But God knows that no matter what I say, He knows at the end of the day, it is Him that can save Patty. And so I said, there was one time that the two of us, Patty was again fighting for her life in the emergency. Bert said, dasal naman tayo ng dasal, ano? Ano kaya? Bakit si Lord hindi pa niya? Sarami ng taong nagdadasal para kay Patty.
Right.
All over the world. Bakit hindi pa gumagaling si Patty? Sabi ko, Bert, huwag kang ganyan kasi pag ikaw ang nawala ng pag-asa, dalawa na tayo, delikado tayo nito. Then we again started to pray. I don't think so. We never lost hope.
And every time I talk to you, every time we see each other, your Facebook post when your children passed, there is always joy. Saan nanggagaling yung joy na yun? I mean, it is, for me, unimaginable. You are you are a joyful couple. I never see you na parang, ay, Rita, wala. You were never like that. Saan galing?
Alam mo, hindi naman ako mabait na tao masyado, no? Pero ewan ko, parang siya lang kasi, wala eh. When the doctor said, I'm sorry, the doctors, they're just honest.
Yeah.
I will give you about 6 months. Kasi wala na nga third transplant.
Okay.
So, 6 months. Ako naniniwala ako din naman, yung intercessory prayers. I would tell everybody, please pray for Patty. And then I just kept on telling everybody, please pray for Patty, please pray for Patty. So siguro yun na kay Lord.
Gaano kalaki yung tulong ng community and prayer warriors in your attitude towards God and in every situation na na-encounter nyo, every challenge na na-encounter nyo? Ano yung role ng community?
Grabe. Alam mo ba, sometimes somebody would call me up from, let's say, West Washington sa shuttle. Sis, kamusta na si Patty? Alam mo, siguro may dementia ko. Sino nga ito? Tapos, sis, si Kwan ito. Okay naman. Uy, ito sana mo na masuka na kasi tomorrow meron siyang biopsy. Okay. Di naman tumitigil. And then, Bert and I, we love Father Tito Kaluwag. We go to Mass on TV. Then we saw the name Chary Bert Araneta. Sino nagpadasal? Hindi namin alam saan ang galing yun. Kayo, my friends, may isa akong kaibigan na taga Bacolod. Pag nalalaman niyang si Patty na sa ospital, si Patty may procedure, O sige, Chary, papadala ko na yung katulong ko sa Carmelites para sumindi ng kandila. Okay, talaga itong kaibigan ko na ito, sumindi ng kandila. I mean, little things like that.
What can you tell parents out there who has lost a child? How do you move forward with joy and trust?
I don't know what to say. And I pray that what we went through, you won't go through. It has not been easy. I just want to make a short follow-up on this. Being Patty is a middle child, she has a strong personality. We've always been at war with each other growing up. Looking back, God allowed her to be in that situation so we would rediscover each other. Because she had no choice. It's either me or Bertie. So we became so close that she would even think about me rather than herself. She would tell Bertie that I have to fight because of Mom. I don't think she's ready yet. All the while that I was in the hospital, all the while that I was praying for her, she was thinking that I had to be prepared in case we lose her. So what I'm trying to tell you, just have that faith. Have that faith. Keep on praying. Keep on believing. And what's very important is the support. The support of people around you. Do not throw complaints about this and that, even if there's a mistake, a diagnosis was made. No. You need the support of God and the people around you. Yes.
Bert, advice to fathers.
Yeah, for me, because dying is part of life. Because you cannot enter the kingdom of God without dying. So, when Patty passed away, I realized that there's no hurt feelings with the Lord. I say that it is part of life. And all I was asking from Patty was, I always ask Patty, how are you there? Give me some words to know that you are there. And one time, there was this gift, a chime, and then there was this inscription on the part of the chime that it says, "Goodbye is not the end. It simply means the start of a new beginning until we meet again." It says that I'm okay here. For me, Patty is telling me that I'm okay here, Dad. I'm okay. I'm always praying with you. In fact, the priest that prayed over Patty when she was there in the hospital, the priest said that, you know what, Brother Bert, when your daughter, she will go straight to heaven. Oh, yes, Father. A priest telling me like that, well, it's a big consolation because I know that Patty is in a good hands. So, there's no regret. This is okay. I feel sad every morning in the house, I have a big picture of Patty. Because when she was still alive, I always go to her room and, "Hi, Patty, how are you?" "Okay, Dad, I'm okay. What's for breakfast?" Like that. Now, that big picture, I also go every morning and tell, "Hi, Patty, how are you?" But there's no answer. But I know he's going to say, "I'm okay, Dad. I'm okay." Patty is so, really, regarding that community, the help of the community, when the mother of Chary passed away, the community were there. Not only praying for her, but everything, the support is there. Then when Julian passed away, the same. The community, hundreds, everywhere, is visiting Julian. Then Patty saying, there's no, I mean, it was not hard for us to really accept that they're already gone. The support, the prayers, the food coming in,
Even financial.
the financial. Ang sarap ng mayroong community. It's so, and I really thank Couples for Christ, Marriage Encounter. Thank you so much for them, for community.
And now, how do we move on? Every week, it is Bert's duty to change the flowers for Patty. Patty had a different niche than my mom. So we always bring flowers. And then number 2, whenever, like, Patty loves, because maybe she's always in bed, she had all the time. She knows all the shows on TV. She knows all the movies, but she does not see them. She just, she reads it in the... So anyway, she likes Law and Order.
Mm-hmm.
The new season of Law and Order comes. We all gathered in the living room with her picture. Patty, here we are now. We're gonna watch Law and Order.
You miss her.
She's always a part of everything.
Of course. Thank you so much, Bert and Chary, for sharing your beautiful faith story and teaching our viewers that truly community, it is a very important part of our faith life, that without community, it will be harder for us to accept.
Rita, can I say one last thing before we go? I'd like to say thank you to you, everybody in Marville, because there are some people that I don't have a way to say thank you to. Some I don't know. Everybody who's ever listening to this one or watching this show, Bert and I and our whole family are surviving right now with faith because of all of you. We thank you. We thank you for for being so generous in giving your prayers, your support. Thank you so much.
We are made for each other. We are each other's keepers. So, stay with community. Thank you, my dear viewers, for watching this. This is Rita Dairit reminding you today, haba-habaan po ang pasensya sapagkat ang buhay parang life.